Indian benchmark indices are set for a full trading session on budget day despite being a Saturday. The BSE and the NSE exchanges have confirmed that markets will remain open. The exchanges said that the commodities derivatives market will trade until 5 p.m. IST. The stock markets would be open from 9:15 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. IST. However, because of a settlement holiday, the session will not take place. Indexes will be computed all day long and pre-market trading will be from 9 a.m. to 9:08 a.m. The government's fiscal plans for the upcoming year are outlined in the Union Budget. This has a big influence on stock prices, investor confidence and market movements. The markets will remain open during the budget presentation so that traders can respond instantly. It is also to ensure transparency and effective price discovery. Market experts will widely watch the budget details for the possible implications on sector performance, taxation, government expenditure and economic growth. Keeping the market open on budget day encourages equity and inclusion in the marketplace. Investors will also be able to make well-informed judgments. This is not a new practice. Markets have remained open during previous budgets too, for example, on the 1st of February 2020 and the 28th of February in 2015. And well, for the latest updates, we are now being joined by our correspondent Dharamjot Kaur from outside the Indian Parliament in New Delhi. Hi, Dharamjot. Now, we are just a day away from budget. Growth has slowed, inflation remains high, and the consumption spending has decreased. In such a backdrop, the finance minister will be presenting the budget. Why is this budget so important?
Well, Resha, first things first, this is the 8th budget that the current finance minister will be presenting, and that's setting a record for Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman. Now, having said that, to answer your question about what the indicators are currently saying, there's a lot riding in terms of the middle class expectations. First things first, Resha. The middle class is expecting some respite on two fronts. One, the income tax front. They want the slabs to be higher. And second is the taxation filing process that needs to be simplified, and that has been a long-drawn conversation over the years. So for the middle class, these are the two factors that are really important. In terms of the overall sentiment, a lot of industry leaders in the past few days have mentioned a sort of, optimistic outlook. They're hoping that the budget gives the market a much needed boost since we have been witnessing a bit of volatility in the past few months. Now, the incoming American administration with Donald Trump at the helm of affairs, the conversations around tariff, an exodus of sort of foreign investment from India, all of these factors will have an impact and are supposed to kind of, set the tone in terms of what the government will do with respect to any policy changes or any changes expected in terms of announcements for certain industries, be it real estate, be it agriculture, e-commerce, the small and medium sector industries. All of these sectors will be eyeing the budget very closely. So depending on the announcements that come in tomorrow, Raisha, the market sentiment will be drastically affected by that.
Right, Dharamjot, the market will also remain open tomorrow despite being a Saturday because of the budget, of course. What is your take on the investor sentiment and the budget?
Well, Resha, like I mentioned the last time, there is cautious optimism. That's the term that's been thrown around quite a bit in the last few days. Investors are cautious, but they're also optimistic that the budget tomorrow will sort of be like a course correction for the market volatility that we have been witnessing in the past few days. Now, markets today opened, all green. So the rally so far is definitely good. As you mentioned, the market will be open tomorrow. That's one for the history books, for the market to be open on a Saturday, given that it's colliding with the budget session. But the rally in terms of what the market will look like will definitely depend on the announcements, particularly with respect to one, what the income tax slabs, with whether or not there will be a change in the income tax slabs, whether or not there will be a simplification process of filing taxes for the middle class and for the general layman in India. Any kind of announcements, leeway to certain sectors, like I mentioned, all of those things will really set the tone tone for what the market will be like, Resha. Now, in terms of the mood, cautious optimism is being thrown around quite a bit because, one, investors are not expecting too much to change, given that a lot of robust announcements have already been made in the past few years. It's just about course correction. That is the highlight of the upcoming budget tomorrow. Whether or not that happens, it remains to be seen, Resha.
Right. Thanks very much, Dharamjot, for joining us on the show with your insights.